Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Nusahira binti Abu Bakri. My metric number is 2022912445 and I am from IC 103P2. Take a look at this picture. Foods that are widely consumed by people almost every day, the majority of which contain artificial sweeteners as food additive. Naturally, sugar is a necessary component of the food we consume. Nowadays, people are opting to use fake sugar in place of sugar, which duplicates the taste of sugar in foods and beverages. Therefore, artificial sweeteners and products using artificial sweeteners continue to draw in consumers. What are artificial sweeteners? Artificial sweeteners are food additives that imitate the taste effect of sugar, but often have less caloric intake. Artificial sweeteners, also known as non-nutritive sweeteners, are often used in medicines, dietary products, and beverages to deliver more intense sweetness with no or few calories per gram. Thus, it is necessary that we are aware that artificial sweeteners also have a negative impact on individual health. Let's begin by knowing the meanings of artificial sweeteners. The most well-known artificial sweeteners used in nutritional procedures include saccharin, aspartame, stevia, sucralose, and many more. Bladder cancer is one of the dangers that artificial sweeteners can express. The regulation was published in William R. Havender's journal in 1979, issue under the title Rumination on a Rat, Saccharin and Human Risk. Bladder cancer can be brought on by saccharin. According to a study published in a different journal, saccharin induces the chromatic exchanges in Chinese hamster and human cells. Exposure to a sodium saccharin causes a bladder cancer in both human lymphocyte and Chinese hamster ovarian cell. Mutation may also result by saccharin. On the other hand, numerous scientific investigations have been conducted to demonstrate the link between the saccharin and bladder cancer in rats, as well as other investigations that demonstrate the usage of saccharin can result cancer in humans. Additionally, it has been found that long-term usage of artificial sweeteners raises persons' risk of developing bladder cancer. There is no denying that artificial sweeteners or sugar substitutes may let consumers suffer from various diseases. In the meantime, the second means of artificial sweeteners is people will start to crave more sugar in the interim. This is because artificial sweeteners do not satisfy their desire for sugar because they are not natural sugar. In order to fulfill this desire, it may result in overeating. For instance, another well-known artificial sweeteners is aspartame, which is included in a variety of foods and beverages. Aspartame has 200 times sweeter flavor than sugar, making consumers consume it indefinitely. Although majority of the artificial sweeteners are not digested by the body, we are aware that there have been a product manufactured by people by mixing the chemical throughout the production process, which then causes toxin in the body. Concerns regarding the toxicity of non-metabolized chemicals are still present today because of worries that it might be dangerous. Type of artificial sweeteners known as cyclamate was outlawed in 1970, startling the artificial sweetener market. Besides, the risk of coronary heart disease and kidney diseases increase with consumption of more than one serving per month of diet soft drinks with artificial sweeteners or harmful sugar. Therefore, some artificial sweeteners were taken off United States Department of Health and Human Services list of substances that cause cancer in May 2000 known as saccharin. Later that year, Congress approved a law eliminating the warning sign, which is expected to lead in an increase in the usage of soft drinks and other foods as well as a slight increase in the incidence of cancer. In 2001, the United States repealed the warning label requirement, while the threat of a Food and Drug Administration (FDA) ban had already been lifted in 1991. While some countries have explicitly outlawed saccharin, the majority of other countries allow it but place restriction on the amount used. In this context, we can see that artificial sweeteners does have an effect on individual, especially on personal health. I'm sure most people want a good health for themselves. So let's identify the best way to prevent or reduce the consumption of artificial sweeteners. Every human body requires sugar to help with energy production for everyday activities. However, consuming too much sugar will be harmful to your health. Artificial sweeteners, which are sugar alternatives in this case, can also affect the body system if consumed in excess. It affects the bodily system ability to operate properly indirectly. In light of this, I encourage people of all ages to reduce the consumption of artificial sweeteners and switch to natural sweeteners instead. Don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about the sugar radar here. I'm talking about something natural like natural honey, raw sugar cane, agave honey, and date sugar that have naturally sweet flavor. In general, it is preferable for us to consume a small quantity of something natural compared to a higher quantity of something artificial substance. Now, let's move on to the advantages if individuals stops consuming artificial sweeteners. First and foremost, it will stabilize the blood sugar level of an individual. When sweet receptors are triggered in the body by an artificial sweetener, the body reacts as if it were a real sugar. This makes the body less efficient at burning fat. Artificial sweeteners trick the body into thinking more sugar is on its way, so it produces more insulin, which lower blood sugar. Insulin stores fat in cells to build up energy reserve and make a person feel hungry. This may have serious implications for the body metabolism. Next, individuals can make better food choices. The biggest takeaway from the current line of research is that it is healthier to consume natural sugar in moderate amounts than try substitute. In that way, at least the individual knows what he or she is dealing with. In addition, one of the food researchers has stated that artificial sweeteners did not serve any kind of good purpose. Hence, we already know that it is good if we do not consume or reduce the consumption of artificial sweeteners. As mentioned before, artificial sweeteners does not have calories or has a few calories. However, practicing consuming artificial sweeteners in large quantities and exceeding the limit will definitely affect the bodies as it threatens one's health. This causes the problems with diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease. These illnesses are connected, and it is also a condition that frequently affects Malaysian society. It is each person's responsibility to ensure that every food or drink taken provide nourishment to oneself in order to avoid various dangerous diseases. In fostering a prosperous society and family, let us together practice a healthy lifestyle so that we can live life well. Thank you.